talking about fear and anxiety in the classroom. As a math teacher, as a math teacher and a former math student, this is something I've had quite a bit of experience with. One of the best things to do is to start off by addressing the anxiety, talking about the fact that it's probably going to be there at some point. From there, we can start to create an environment of non-judgment, talk about how it's more effective to make mistakes than it is to pretend that you know everything that's going on, and encourage the students to take chances and be wrong. From there, we can talk about how our brains work and how it's actually more productive to be wrong, and the things that happen inside our minds when this is going on. And more importantly, we can also talk about the things that happen in our mind when anxiety is triggered. And I've found that students really start to understand and address their own anxieties when they realize that, hey, when I sit down and go to take a test for the first time and my mind goes blank, that's something that's natural. That's a natural brain response. And if I can work myself through that and make myself feel more comfortable, it's not that all that information is gone, it's just that my brain can't access it right now in this moment of anxiety. So if we can talk about strategies to work around that, not only does that help in the math class, it helps in other classrooms as well. You will have some experts in the room and some people who are just starting out in particular topics. And if you can get those experts working with some of the people who are just starting their journey, a lot of times you can bring the whole group forward together a lot better than you can if you try and split them into different areas. And I think one other thing that's probably most important is just be a real person and just have real conversations. Let the students know, hey, you know what? When I was in high school, math, whatever topic, wasn't my favorite. I figured out a way to get through it all of a sudden and got to a point in my journey where math became necessary in order to be able to study this, and all of a sudden it became this real thing that was important. And the more experience that I get with the topic, the less nervous I feel about it, the less fear I have around it. And if you can holistically talk about these fears and anxieties, address them, help the students to understand them, it seems like they can cope better with it.